Welcome to Mind Power, a Brains R Us program brought to you by Centerpoint Research Institute. In these special episodes, you'll hear thought-provoking articles designed to expand your mind, useful tips to improve your life, and the latest neuroscience research to help you tap into your fullest potential. Now here's Ryan Standifird with today's Mind Power.
This week's article is More Creativity, More Power. 3 Techniques to Improve Creativity and Resilience. Written by Ryan Standifird. Read by Ryan Moore. If you were to ask 100 people what the top traits of successful people are, what would be the most common answers? You'd likely hear that a successful person is smart, hardworking, effective, logical, patient, ambitious, determined, confident. But now researchers are finding one crucial trait is often overlooked, and this one trait gives you a huge advantage when it comes to overcoming life's inevitable challenges and curveballs. What is it? You might be surprised to find out it's creativity. And while many people assume that you're either creative or you're not, now we're learning that creativity is something that you can improve. Can creativity really be taught? Researchers at Ohio State University wanted to find out, and so they gathered up a group of 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students and divided them up into 2 groups. One that received training on creative literary techniques, also known as narrative creativity, and one that did not. Then the kids were told to come up with solutions to imaginary problems like, you're not going to be able to go to a friend's birthday party because you're going to be out of town with your parents, as well as personal problems taken from the students' own submissions like, my brother has a communication disorder, my dad has been away for 2 months, and my sister bullies me. The results of the study showed that the kids who received the creativity training were twice as creative with their problem solving and much more likely to come up with at least one possible solution to either type of question. In fact, most kids with the creativity training were even able to come up with a second possible solution when told that their first solution wouldn't work. What's more, the second solution they came up with was ranked higher in creativity and utility. On the other hand, less than half of the kids in the group that did not get the creativity training were able to come up with an answer to the imaginary problems, and almost none could come up with a potential solution to their personal problems. This shows that these creative literary techniques were able to improve the kids' ability to solve problems and respond to life's curveballs, showing that creativity improves resilience. Creativity has a huge impact on your ability to problem solve and become more successful. In fact, the techniques used in this study were also used on U.S. Army soldiers to improve their efficiency during unexpected circumstances. So, what were the techniques that were used? Here are 3 creative techniques to improve your resilience. Let's explore each one, and I'll give you some tips on how you can start to learn them too. Creative technique number 1, perspective shifting. Shifting perspectives can open up new ways of thinking and possible solutions. It's also a great way to grow your creative muscles and enhance your ability to empathize. Here's how it was used in the study. The children were told to imagine that they had a creative friend who was always coming up with good ideas and can help them solve any problem. This caused the kids to create a new mindset that was unhindered by their own automatic filters. When they were presented with a problem, they thought, what would my creative friend do? By essentially taking their own egos out of the equation, they were able to come up with more potential solutions to the problems they faced. You can implement this technique in your own life too. Whether you want to imagine a creative friend, a successful entrepreneur, or even a superstar athlete, you can create these imaginary entities and ask for their advice in order to expand your ability to see your problems from different angles. Creative technique number 2, counterfactual thinking. Counterfactual thinking, also called what-if thinking, is another technique that can boost creativity. What-if thinking allows you to escape from the confines of assumed situations or events that may be more imaginary, self-imposed restrictions than factual limitations. For example, you might think, I don't have enough free time to write a book. This was one that I've personally struggled with for years. But by using counterfactual thinking, you could ask, but what if I did have enough time to write the book? What would that look like? This opens the door to imagining accomplishing the thing that you think might be out of your reach. By solidifying that vision, your brain becomes primed to automatically start to figure out how to make it a reality. In fact, to get the most out of what-if thinking, you need to add one more question. How can I? By adding this question in, your brain will start to connect the dots, figuring out how to take you from where you are to where you thought was impossible. Here's the example again. What if I did have enough time to write a book? What would that look like? How can I do this? Well, maybe if I woke up an hour earlier. Suddenly, you have less and less excuses to achieve those goals. Creative technique number 3, causal thinking. The last technique is causal thinking. This is a creative technique that helps you come up with other solutions when you run into a problem that you can't really solve, but still allows you to progress towards a bigger goal. For example, let's say it's lunchtime and you're craving a ham and cheese sandwich. But when you open the fridge, you realize you're out of ham and cheese. So what to do? You don't have enough time to run to the store before you need to clock in again. You could ask yourself, why did I want a ham and cheese sandwich in the first place? Odds are, the real reason you wanted a ham and cheese sandwich was because you were hungry. But now you notice that you have bacon, tomato, and avocado in the fridge. You may not be able to solve your immediate ham and cheese problem, but you can still achieve your overall goal of satisfying your hunger. So you make a bacon, tomato, and avocado sandwich instead. This is a simplified version of how causal thinking can help you overcome life's challenges. By finding the true underlying reason behind your goals, you can still achieve some form of success even if it's not what you originally had intended that success to look like. Use these 3 techniques, your resilience and success will skyrocket. So, now that we've covered how creativity helps you be more resilient in the face of life's many problems, I know what you're wondering. Can meditation help improve your creativity? Absolutely. In fact, there's a special bonus soundtrack in the Super Learning and Memory Suite that's designed to help you come up with creative solutions to life's many problems. It's called Eureka Moment, and it's one of my favorite tracks when I get writer's block or need to change my perspective. You can find more information about this suite by clicking the link in the description below. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this article, please like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, be well.
This episode of Brains R Us is brought to you by the Buy HoloSync app, the only official app for HoloSync. Enjoy quick daily brain-enhancing meditations, long-form HoloSync radio stations for up to 8 hours of continuous brainwave states, easily access all of your HoloSync suites and courses, and listen to more Brains R Us podcast episodes, all from your favorite device. Head on over to holosync.app/podcast26 right now to claim a free 7-day premium trial, no credit card necessary.